Happy day, YouTube. My name is John, and this is my channel, The Intermancer. I had some recording issues on my last video, which is why it's just my face and nothing on the computer screen, because when it started recording, instead of recording a video, it recorded a video that was just a still image. Very weird. Hopefully this one goes better, but I'm going to try to keep it short just in case. So at this point in the development of my project, I am dealing with a memory leak issue, which is kind of constraining my progress. So I need to fix it. Memory leaks can be hard to fix because for you to see what is leaking, you often have to see the memory profile of your application change over time. I've thought about it. And the way I've decided to fix this problem is to add a pausability feature into running an experiment so that when it's pausable, it will have a configurable number of cycles that it will run and then pause and give a button to click on the UI to continue execution. And during the pauses, I will get a heap dump from my JVM, and after an experiment, I have several heap dumps. I'll analyze those to see what memory object is growing. That being said, for this, I've identified several steps that I need to follow to add this feature. One, I'm going to start with, returning to my roots of this channel, I'm going to start with editing my context documents to identify all of the places that I need to edit the description of my system before I actually make changes to the system. I need to edit the configuration object, so it has both a pausable and a number of cycles between pauses fields. I need to edit experimentation so that when an experiment is started, it looks at those configuration parameters. And then I need to obviously update the experiment itself so that it pauses appropriately. I need to expose the pause endpoint or unpause endpoint so that I've got something to run. I need to add a paused status to the API, and I need to update the UI to do the pausable checkbox in the configuration, and then change the behavior of the button so that when it's paused, it updates the button so that you can unpause. So let's start, as I said, with the context documents. I need to add a pause feature. I know that this will involve several changes. Update experiment configuration to add a pausable to add and pause cycles parameters. Update experiment so that it also has those parameters, and copies them from the configuration when it starts. update the experiment so that it has a paused parameter that is paused Boolean that is true when the experiment is being paused. Update experiment service and experiment controller so that the appropriate endpoints are exposed. Update the UI so that the configuration section has a pausable checkbox and exposes the pause cycles parameter. Update the UI so that the start experiment button becomes a continue experiment button when the experiment is paused. Analyze this feature description to confirm that these changes are sufficient. Analyze the context documents for necessary updates to describe the new feature. Okay, so it's a lot of description. Let's see what it comes up with. Why is it saying that it has a problem reading those files? Experiment service. make the appropriate changes to the context documents. All right, doing a lot of editing to experimentation.md, which makes sense. Okay. And as requested, it seems to be limiting itself to the context documents. We'll see if it continues to do that correctly. Some of these coding agents can be a little overeager. It's running for a long time. Okay, looks like it's moved on to user interface. I'm gonna real quick, while it's running here, I'm going to check my account. Then opencode.ai. Did I do it with my John Fryer account? Is it not going to let me log in with a different one? Okay. I am using my John Fryer account. That's unfortunate. It's interesting how long I can be running on something without realizing I'm doing it. All right, looking at the changes. Okay. Okay, just added that section. That's good. Let's see. Experiments. Okay. That'll make sense. Illegal argument exception. Okay. Seems to be adding a lot of details here that I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I wanted to include them. You really have to weigh how much detail you want to include in your context documents, because ideally you could regenerate your site using a different, or your project using a different technology, just using your context documents. Although obviously I crossed that bridge and committed to a Java implementation a long time ago inside of the context document. So that's not so much a concern that I have. So that's acceptable. I'm going to default pause cycles to 250. Post, resume. Okay, so that looks pretty good, but we want to do it at 250. That all looks good. Make the default number of pause cycles 250. What changes did it make here? Okay, that's correct. All right. Commit those changes and push them up to GitHub. Oh, am I on my new? I wanted to do a new branch. UI phase 1. I think I'm past that, but okay. I think I'm going to head and stop this video here just to confirm that the video got recorded correctly, and I might immediately turn around and ask it to make all of those change, do another video to do all of those changes to the back end. Then we'll do all the changes to the front end on a third video, and then a fourth video, assuming everything works. On a fourth video, we'll actually run an experiment, Possible, get all the heap dumps, and use AI to analyze them. But for now, we're going to say we're done. Thank you for your time.